I am resident of color for YouTube. Joel Sains, that is Patrick, my buddy Patrick McCray, my buddy Alan Gallant. We're here to review the Omega Man, starring Charlton Heston. This was directed by Boris Sagal. Screenplay by John William Burrigan and Joyce H. Carrington. Based on I Am Legend 1954 novel by Richard Matheson.
Yes.
Produced by Walter Salter. Charlton Heston is here. Anthony Zerbe is here. Jonathan Fred. Cinematography is by Russell Meddy. Music is by Ron Brain. Production company is Walter Salter Productions. Release date, distributed by Warner Bros. Release date, August 1st, 1971. Box office was $4 million. It does not give. So, guys, Alan first. When did you first see the Omega Man?
I saw the Omega Man back in the 70s. Would have been on the small screen. And
the way it was meant to be seen.
Yes, the way it's meant to be seen, right? Small screen, lousy print, garbled audio. No, it wasn't that bad. It was perfectly fine. And I remember being particularly impressed and chilled out by Anthony Zerbe's performance. As a matter of fact, I was so creeped out by his performance that I'd forgotten that he was initially a news anchor at the beginning of
yeah.
So but this is also, as I was saying to Jewel earlier, this is a green period in Charlton Heston's career. He's resurgent at this point since Planet of the Apes, and now he's going through this, and he's going to end up doing Soylent Green in about another 18 months to 2 years. So, I mean, he's riding pretty high at this point in time, and so is his toupee.
Piled high.
It was kind of riding high. It was up there a little ways. But anyway, I was very impressed by this idea that, they weren't really vampires, although they kind of acted like vampires. They were, not out during the day and all that sort of thing. But this whole idea of, germ warfare and all of this sort of thing was interesting and spooky, very scary actually at the time, because we were still definitely in the depths of the Cold War at this point, 71. So
yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
The Omega Man.
When did you
Jewel, it means the last man in Greek, except for the words the and omega.
That's right.
Or the and man. But other than that.
Dude certainly was not an alpha.
The Omega Manos Hens of Fate.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess you're going to ask me the same thing. Or will you?
Yes. When did you first see this?
You're unpredictable, Jewel, like the tuna. No one ever asked when someone first saw The Miracle Worker. I think it would be cruel. God.
I saw it in the year of
a double feature with Ray. No, that's nothing amusing about it. Okay, so because it came from me, I saw the Omega Man at a great time. I was in England, and 1984 was a good year, and it's hard to believe the movie was only about 12 years old, but 12, 13 years old. But I mean, when you're a kid, that's endless. That's forever ago. It might as well have been,
like watching a Humphrey Bogart film.
Yeah, I was about to say, it might as well have been made by D.W. Griffith.
Yeah.
But I thought it was great. I was blown away by this movie. And I guess for Americans who had jet lag, they had late night movies, and they were generally American films. That or episodes of the Casablanca TV series starring David Soul. Yeah. Just the weird shit that you got.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. And Omega Man came on, and I was fairly well versed. It's kind of like my Dark Shadow situation. I thought I was well versed in sort of genre type stuff, and the Heston oeuvre. Thinking of Soylent Green and things like that. And well. along comes the Omega Man. And if you're 13, you're really getting invested in alienation. You're discovering it. It's a delicious new. It's like a brand new wine that you opened,
Mhm.
and so I couldn't believe it. It was like two or three different movies all put together, all of which I liked. You had it's great dialogue at the beginning, these wonderful visions of an abandoned Los Angeles at 5 a.m. on Sundays.
Yeah.
Um, and Heston, the most unlikely audience member for Woodstock.
Yeah, seriously.
At
And he's
Woodstock,
reciting the words because he's seen it so many
it's
times.
the only show in town.
Right.
And it was programming me to love William Peter Blatty.
Yeah.
I'd seen The Exorcist some years before on cable or something, and I watched it for the horror. And I sat through the dialogue, not really understanding the dialogue is the good part. And I was blown away because, yes, the Corrigans did write the movie, sort of, but the first half of the movie, all the stuff where Heston's alone, that was all a polish
Yeah.
by Blatty. Which is why, if you go back and listen to it, and then watch 19 Configuration or watch Exorcist or Legion or one of those, it sounds just like it.
Yeah, yeah, and I also there's a taste of Harlan Ellison in there. I know he had nothing to do with it, but that
Yes.
that acerbic wit when he's talking to himself or talking to the statue,
Uh
or
huh.
all that sort of thing. That's
That's the stuff that Blatty really
yeah,
contributed,
yeah.
but I'm sure he knew Ellison.
Oh, I'm positive. No,
Yeah.
nobody that was a writer that was successful at that time probably didn't know
They
Harlan
were
Ellison.
both script doctors.
Yes.
I mean, so, and I'm sure admired each other. I'm sure that Blatty admired Ellison.
Yeah, and I
Um,
think they probably had a similar sense of humor too.
oh my God, yeah, you
Yeah.
should watch their stuff.
Yeah.
So you've got that, and then you got all the cultists
Yeah.
spouting anti-science nonsense, which is
Mhm.
actually pro-science. When you
Yeah.
start digging into it.
Yeah.
So I love that definition of a scientist: man who understands nothing until there's nothing left to understand.
Mhm.
Heston with that pointed hat,
Yeah.
that's good.
The dunce cap. Yeah.
That's cap. So, you got the camp, you got Duke, you got philosophical arguments, real philosophical arguments,
Yes.
and then that harrowing ending that begins when Lisa begins to unfurl her hair.
Yes.
And we followed Heston as the moral compass throughout the movie, and then the kid makes some very good points.
Hmm.
Makes some very good points about him being very similar to them. But of course,
Yeah.
It's a kid who lives a very simple life in some ways. For a horrible life, it's very straightforward.
Yeah, and I mean the kid is unbelievably naive, which is his undoing, but he's also sort of a moral center in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. Definitely is. So, and then finally, let's top it off with Heston, whose blood is going to save humanity, dying
Right.
in a Christ pose.
Yes. Well, that's when I knew that this was Heston at his peak
Oh,
resurgence.
wow.
It's like, let's pose me like this.
I like this. I'll do this.
I like this.
So,
Let's do this.
and then tie it all together with music by Ron Grainer, who wrote the music to The Prisoner.
Yes,
And
and it's very good.
it is one of the coolest
Yeah.
movie scores ever, in my opinion. I love it.
And it's for the '70s. It's very rich.
Yes.
It's not sort of too trebly or too like
No.
that, like some of those.
No, it's
early 70s.
it's got proper music.
Yeah.
But the melodies, I don't know enough about music to say what it is. The melodies do really interesting things. They're always going left when I think they're going to go right. And the sound they create is unforgettable.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. And at the beginning of the movie, it's interesting how the music plays, and then counter, there's a counter sort of passage, going back and forth between him, just kind of cruising through town, and something weird happening. and then he's back to cruising through town again, and then something weird happens. You know, it's like it lets the audience in gradually on. Okay, this is something's different here. This is a city, but nobody's out and about, and what's happening. You know, the first time you see the movie, if you don't have any clue or you haven't heard
And I didn't. I had never heard of I Am Legend.
Yeah. It's very you know, it's kind of eerie, you know, and then finally he says, "Oh shit, I got to get back to the house because it's going to be dark."
Almost dark. They'll be waking up soon.
Yes, and that's you know, kind of peaks it up.
I'm sorry. I'm
No, it's okay. And then, and you know, I mean, it has these peaks and valleys throughout that whole thing, and then it finally goes back down when he's finally, you know, gotten into his garage and put out the fire, and you know, gotten rid of these members of the family, and then suddenly he's like, I got a glass of wine and a chessboard.
Oh my God, you're moving, Peter.
And he's in this place that's like totally, you know, Playboy bachelor pad kind of, you know,
paradise, brother,
stuff like that, you know. So that's interesting as well.
It is 15 years of marketing early to be an amazing playset.
Yeah, seriously.
For 3.5-inch Omega Man action figures.
Right.
Wow. Because you got the garage with the armory.
Yeah.
You know, you got everything in it. It's a proto Ghostbusters.
And have a street scene with a bunch of the family standing around, you know.
You got the art. Fires. You've got his lovemaking den right over there.
That's right.
It's tremendous. It's Sunday. I was dressed for dinner. Balls. All that dialogue was that was definitely Blatty writing all of the
I can see that. I can totally see that. Yeah.
Absolutely. It was funny watching the rest of the culture evolve their sense of camp over the years, because I remember the Vogue 1984 when I first mentioned the Omega Man.
Mm-hmm.
And they acted like I had evacuated on the rug. But by 1994,
it was back.
They thought it was, they appreciated its sense of camp, but also its sense of sincerity.
Yeah, because it does have, there are philosophical questions. There are social questions, and, all of that sort of thing is actually happening. It's legit in that respect. But yeah, it does. I mean, it has fun with itself too. There's no doubt.
And it uses flashbacks very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a corny, stagey technique, but by God, it works.
Yeah. Yeah, the camera, the zoom in on some of his reactions. I suddenly realized, that sort of thing. It's like, yeah, that's old school melodrama stuff.
It is.
Vaccine.
Yes. And he doesn't even get in his leg.
Vaccine.
They had one shot of it. Yeah. Literally to make the movie. They had one shot, and then he just kind of. They'll never notice. There's a good thing you can find online with this anthropologist named Dr. Andrew Montague or something like that, who was Montague was one of the names. He was a real anthropologist on the scene, sort of proto-PBS type guy, with Heston talking about, I don't know if you saw this, it's on YouTube, you can find it. Heston talking about Neville's home. And this august academic legitimizing it by explaining how he would balance his life and all of this. It was great.
Yeah.
It is so full of sincerity.
Yeah.
And for me, it's my favorite version of I Am Legend. It may not be the most faithful, but it's my favorite.
No, it's definitely way better than the most recent one, which
yes.
There's certainly not much philosophical point when you can't even have an argument with the people that are at your throat. They're just going all the time.
Now, having said that, if you find, and you can, I think Drew Scriptorama, the Mark Protasevich's screenplay that he wrote for Arnold.
Yeah.
When Arnold was going to do it, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really over the top. Incredibly Hollywood. Really, really, really a lot of fun. Arnold's home has a moat of fire around it,
Cool.
like just a moat full of gasoline. And the
I would
end of the
never get to my
movie,
gymnasium.
I think the end of the movie takes place on the Capitol building,
Yeah.
where they
That
climb to
would,
the spire,
yeah, that would be cool. That
and he electrocutes. It's during a storm, and he electrocutes the head vampire on the
yeah.
spot. I mean, it was that era, and I
Yeah.
loved every page of it.
Cool. Cool. Yeah.
Movie that is a lot better than the Will Smith movie.
Oh,
That's what
absolutely.
we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
absolutely. There are a few
is
moments in the Will Smith movie I liked, but overall, this is way better.
another movie that is better than is Arnold's End of Days, which is really good. I don't know if you guys have seen
That was
it.
based on the Bible. I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, really, really good. But yeah, this I saw this movie when I was 18. Really, really good, and I saw it on TCM. I was on at 2 in the morning actually.
This movie has to be on at weird hours.
It does.
It actually has a better impact if it's in the wee hours.
Of course, because you're alone.
Yes.
Yes, and I love the abandoned Los Angeles scenes, and the hallucinations are the way Heston plays them. He makes you feel every bit of it,
Yeah.
and I love that for it. It's really, really good. And you're right, the menacing the people here who he interacts with the in the post-apocalyptic world, they're a lot more of a menace than the zombified version that we got later on, if
Yes.
you will. Um, really, really good. Anthony Zerbe delivers such a good performance as a villain, as just
Absolutely.
as a pure
And
heel.
he's very versatile as an actor. And just to let your audience know, that's a Dark Shadows connection because Anthony Zerbe worked with Jonathan Frid when he was at San Diego Shakespeare back in '66. And also, there's an interview with him in the Frid documentary.
Yeah.
So, guys, I have to ask, what are your top three post-apocalyptic movies? Do you have a top three?
Yeah, sure. Well, the Omega Man. Honestly.
This is definitely one of them.
Yeah. The Omega Man, there is a movie called The Quiet Earth. One of my favorite movies, New Zealand film, that is unbelievable. If you've never seen it, it will nail your ass to the wall.
Mhm.
It's really good. And yet not a lot of action, but tremendous stakes, tremendous drama. Really well done. And a metaphysical ending, the likes of which, we're still working on. And for me, I mean, now you have First Among Equals. You have Road Warrior, you get all of that. You've got Night of the Comet, which is great. I won't make it a post-apocalyptic ending, but an apocalyptic ending. And that's a movie called Miracle Mile with Anthony Edwards.
I have not seen that one. That sounds
Have you seen Quiet Earth?
No.
They're good, boy. Look at them; they're great. They're
Yeah.
both great. Miracle Mile is really good. It's about a guy who finds out just a few minutes early that the missiles are headed towards Los Angeles, and he's on a late night date in LA, or he's headed to the late night date in LA, and so he's trying to find shelter and all that with the girl, trying to convince the girl that this is legit, and build a relationship with her. Oddly enough, as they're going through, pre-apocalypse LA weirdness at La Brea Tar Pits, and it was one of those semi-low budget LA movies of the 80s that was really good, kind of like Repo Man.
Yeah.
But this was a little more polished. Music by Tangerine Dream. And it's a damn good movie.
Absolutely. That would
Yeah. Yeah, you would like it. Both of you would like it.
Yeah.
Alan, what's your top three?
Well, I like the more recent movie of Book of Eli. I really like that. Denzel's usually pretty decent.
Yes.
Everything he does, and the big reveal, he's blind.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's great. You need to watch it. It's fabulous.
I hear he's blind.
Yes, you heard that. Tom Waits is also in it.
Oh, all right. Well, you got me there.
He plays this guy that's a trader. Because in the post-apocalyptic world, people trade stuff. There's no cash, and this one guy is looking for Denzel's character because he has this book, and it's kind of a biblical thing, and
It's a biblical thing, baby.
so it's interesting that way. Um, the day after the television movie was
Yeah.
very upsetting when that premiered. People were really upset
I
by
remember.
this. It's not the most brilliant production values or anything else, but well acted. Had Jason Robards and some other good people
I
in it.
I will see your day after
Yeah.
and raise you a Threads.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen Threads?
No.
Threads was the English version of it that took that they, because they were away from the major ground zeros.
Sure.
It's a much slower process.
Mm.
It's very good. Yeah, and well worth seeing. Same era.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so this is a morbid coinkydink, morbid coincidence. Uh, on the same night that the day after aired, ABC had a major television event with Kathy Lee Crosby, World War III. It was a miniseries, and
Yeah.
it was kind of like the alternative.
Yeah.
And because my parents at the last minute got the idea that I would get too much out of the day after, and I don't know if they thought I was going to go imitate things from it or not. It's hard to imagine.
Nuclear bomb together.
Yeah,
In the middle
but
of the
they. My father seemed somewhat sheepish about it. I think my mother had, sort of like made him walk the plank with it, and so I had to watch World War III
Yeah.
instead. So it was a trip to Big Lots rather than Target, and
Yeah.
so
So what? What the hell?
although the sushi at Big Lots was great, it was always good.
Mm.
Anyway, World War III was directed by Boris Sagal. Now, Boris Sagal, father of Peter Sagal, the writer, and Katie Sagal, the unbelievably gorgeous actress
Mm-hmm.
of Sons of Anarchy and Married Children.
Mm-hmm.
Boris died on the set of World War III.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, in a horrible way. He walked, accidentally, of course, walked into the back rotor of a helicopter.
Oh God.
Yes. It had the virtue of being quick.
Yeah.
But I'm not even trying to be clever about that. That is like the only blessing of such a horrible death is that your brain doesn't even have time to register it.
Yeah.
And so that's that's how we sort of follow the Omega Man around and the director to that. And I feel so terrible for that family, you know. So there you go. And Seagal, this is normally used as an insult. I'll use it as a compliment because it's a goddamn difficult job. He's a good workman-like director.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're in a situation where you have to put something together under budget or and on time. I mean, you could say the same thing about a lot of people that ended up mentoring some of the great directors. They were workmanlike, and
I mean, God, Roger Corman.
yes, I mean he's the ultimate. He's the ultimate guru on how to make a movie. He never. I don't. Did he ever make big budget? I guess maybe one or two big budget movies, and the rest of them were all kind of not.
No. He always refused any studio control, anything like that.
Yeah.
The only movie he took a financial risk on was The Intruder with William Shatner, where Shatner plays the insane racist.
Right.
He said that's the only movie he lost money on.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I'll never go with ideology again." Yeah, he was kidding somewhat, but just somewhat.
But yeah, you get the point.
Before I give my top three, first of all, congratulations to Allen's Patriots that won. They beat the Chargers. So they're advancing in the playoffs. My top three are very simple. Mad Max 2, which is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is this, the Omega Man. And number one, I Love You to the late, great George A. Romero, Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead, what a great choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, George did not get to make his Resident Evil movie, but I will leave a link to the script if anybody wants to go read what he was.
Yeah.
You want to talk about one of the best unmade movies? That would be it. Yeah. No shock either.
No.
But still. This movie is really, really good. I mean, all time, just for post-apocalyptic, it gives you everything from the hallucinations to meeting other survivors,
Yeah,
and
the
to
human interest part of it's there. Yeah.
yeah. And there's a guy in this movie who's actually from a movie with Charlton or not Charlton Heston, Charles Bronson, Mr. Majestic,
Yeah.
Paul Cussler, who plays
Oh, is that
Dutch.
Duke?
That's Dutch.
Dutch.
Dutch, yeah.
Yeah. He plays an antagonist in Mr. Majestic.
That's right. He does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he also appeared a million times on television shows in the 70s and into the 80s. I mean,
I love Bronson's line to him. You keep talking, I'm going to knock your head off.
yeah. Yeah.
Now Anthony Zerbe alert, of course, is the Phantom of the Park.
Yeah.
Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. He's Abner Devereaux.
Mhm.
He fights Kiss. He is the bad guy. God bless him. He's a bad guy in Star Trek Insurrection,
Mm-hmm.
along with F. Murray Abraham.
Yeah.
Frakes knew what he was doing in terms of casting. Too bad he didn't have a better script to put him in.
Well, yeah.
But because they would have been amazing in something else. But they're good. They're good. And he's in a movie that Joel, I don't know if you and I have ever talked about. I think maybe we haven't, maybe we have, but it's because it's a movie that I was shocked. And it's a word you like. I was shocked that you did with Butch, and you left me out in the rain. And that's Will Penny, which I love that movie. Now, maybe we did talk about it later. I think you did it again.
We did.
Yeah, okay, good. So I got in there. It has the most transgressive butter churning scene of any Heston movie, and the button is scintillating.
Yeah.
And
That's a good movie.
Donald Pleasance plays a mad preacher.
Oh my God, Bruce Dern,
Yeah.
just as nutty. Lee Majors running around in this thing. Why? I don't know. Give him a job. Heath, it's good to see you.
Yay. Transitional. Soon you'll be bionic. Let's go.
And
Well, he was
plus,
bionic curious at this point.
and plus, it has a touch of Christmas in it.
He does.
Yeah.
He does, with those great big teeth, staring at you, laughing madly as he's churning butter and taking baths. It sounds like he's doing something to Hugh Hefner's, or
Oh my God. It's a good movie, though, too. It's a good one.
Christmas on
it's right
Epstein
up there
Island.
with, what is it, the Cool Hand Luke scene with the girl washing the car or whatever it is.
Yeah, that was supposed to be George Kennedy washing the car.
Yeah.
In slow motion.
God, it wasn't.
Oh my God.
Rather sure.
So this film differs from the novel and the previous film in several ways. In the novel, humanity is destroyed by a bacterial plague spread by bats and mosquitoes, which turns the population into vampires, as you guys mentioned, like creatures. Whereas in the film version, biological warfare is the cause of the plague that kills most of the population by asphyxiation and turns most of the rest into nocturnal albino mutants.
They're sort of vampires, but they're not really vampires.
Yeah, they're not sucking the
What in this or in the novel?
In the novel, they are.
In the novel, they are vampires. In this, they're not vampires.
Well, wait a minute. Sort of. But I got the idea in the novel they were just vampires because I thought they were supposed to be vampires. Because doesn't he do the test by burying water mains and they don't have a problem crossing over it or something like that?
Well,
it's either that or they do have trouble, and that's how one or the other. He either confirms it or denies it. I don't remember which.
I'm not sure. In Charlton Heston's autobiography, in the arena, an autobiography, he mentioned that the crucifixion scene with Neville was not in the original script. As it turns out, the scene was felt to fit quite well into the storyline, so it was left in. Exterior filming took place throughout Los Angeles area. Neville's house was on the back lot of Warner Brothers Ranch. It was demolished in 2023, so not too long ago.
Yeah.
As part of the entire site's redevelopment, as part of the plot, the filmmakers needed to create a depopulated metropolis without CGI. This was
yeah, you weren't going to get CGI back then. They UNIVAC.
71. Yeah.
Yeah. This was accomplished by filming on Sunday mornings in the center of Los Angeles business district in the late 1970s was quiet in early weekend mornings. Despite carefully planning by the film crew, some exterior shots captured bystanders and moving cars in the background of some scenes. So there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very, very nice. So, see here. There's nothing. But the film is amazing. It's a film you should see. So,
Oh yeah, and
what's some?
it's
Sorry,
it's
what's
so
some?
campy and yet so sincere. It's got a little bit of everything for everyone. It really is. It's a great movie. Hitch up your drawers.
There are no phones.
Oh, I had that as my outgoing message for years. There's no phone ringing, damn it.
Do you know? Do you know what I had as a text message once when somebody sent you a text message?
Yeah, I've got them. What'd you get?
Well, when I had a phone that I set my text message to in Monty Python's The Holy Grail, that where the guy gets shot. Message for you, sir. So yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Oh my God. Now, now, now it's the Halloween thing. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, lame on that sense.
What's
But what's some of you guys' favorite scenes in this movie?
Oh God! I mean, just the first half is so unusual. I mean, the first half is just like this bizarre one man show with violence and other characters inexplicably. But so and then it becomes a movie,
Mhm.
and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's a very different animal. And I like the first half, but I really like the whole thing.
I
First
agree.
song
I like the monologue slash dialogue of
Oh yeah.
the first third of the movie. It's just amazing. The whole thing where he's hanging out in his bachelor pad, waiting for these things to start like throwing shit at him.
Yeah,
He
listen
can
to Cookie
shoot
Williams.
them, and meanwhile he's playing chess with a statue, and talking to reflections of himself and various other things to keep himself sane, or at least some version of sanity. And he obviously, and his way he goes out shopping is fabulous. I mean, he says, "Oh, okay, I'll take this car. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
warranty, ha ha ha."
Thanks a lot, you
Oh,
cheating bastard.
yeah, it's just, you know,
There's that low level of profanity that I think he had learned through Planet of the Apes he could get away with, and it
yes,
made him extra surly and extra gritty, and
yeah.
he was gonna go for it in this.
Yeah, yeah.
Bold.
He was very aware of his image to his fans, so he kind of graduated from one level to another over.
I've become intense. Watch out. This is the edgy head. This is Heston Unplugged.
It's like, yeah, when he looks at the mannequin with a bikini top on, and he's like, it's just,
Well, and just his interracial romance, which
that's why people.
Heston fought for.
Yes, absolutely. She was very nervous. She actually said at one point when she was interviewed, it's it's like having an affair with Moses or something, because she knew
Hey, it worked for
big
Von
time
DiCarlo.
actor, and she was not. It was her first big film.
Yeah.
So
And she's very good. Gosh.
she is.
Let's just take a moment and say nice things about Rosalind Cash, who I just love.
Yeah. No, she's very good. She's very good. She spent most of her career, I think, in television and stage, but
Yeah.
she made a couple films. So, and this was probably the biggest film she ever made, actually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I like her a lot.
yeah, yep.
I like her a lot.
Yeah.
The Johnny's missing sister.
Mm,
Her her introduction to the movie is so good too.
yeah,
Saving Heston's ass is
yeah,
great, and
yeah,
her chemistry with Chuck is great too.
yeah.
I mean, they play off each other very well, and
Yeah,
I
I
love
think he
how
was probably pretty nice to her, realizing that she was a little nervous around him and so on. And they
Well, and Heston's civil rights chops, which that was all
absolutely,
very recent. were
Yeah.
unimpeachable for a Hollywood
Yeah.
actor. He went
Yeah,
and
he
did a
was
lot of
part of
brave
the
stuff.
March on Washington and the whole
You
nine
bet.
yards. Yeah.
You bet that other actors wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Heston was amazing, dude. I mean, really, really cool. But yeah, another scene I love too is when they actually trap Heston to set that all up. Really well done. I mean, because when I first watched that, I wasn't expecting it.
To
And
trap
even
a
going
Chuck.
back now, I wasn't expecting it. It's
Yeah.
like it's a really the constant danger Chuck's character gets put in
Yeah.
makes the movie all that real.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, this movie gets a 20.
It's a great movie. I love this film. Yeah, easily a 10.
Yep. Yep.
It's so good. My God. Is there anything you guys want to add about the movie before we get?
Well, nothing about the movie, but I will say that a late friend of mine and I were big into sort of the Charlton Heston of Saturday Night Live fame. You know how he's old, big, and everything's grand and epic. And we came up with a word for epic. We called it Hestonian.
Yeah, Estonian. Yeah, sure. And that is a word
sure, we weren't the
separately
first
I
ones
have
to come up with
used.
that, but we came up with it we between ourselves back in the 90s, and we were like, every once in a while when something would get out of control in rehearsal, we would go, "Let my people go," or "It's made out of people," that kind of thing. We had a good time with Chuck, and I respect a lot of his work too.
There was a balanced time when you could do that. It was before the heavy NRA era, and it was this light NRA. He was doing like Warren Beatty movies. He did Town and Country with Warren Beatty. His last movie.
Think what happened to Chuck was unfortunate because I think he was starting to suffer from dementia, and he got taken advantage of. I think. Yeah. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
I mean, he was certainly conservative. Don't get me wrong. But he was not that kind of conservative. He wasn't.
Chuck always described it as, and he believed this. Now, whether or not it's true, I don't know, but he believed it. He always described it as he felt that the party had moved out, specifically Democrats, that it had moved out from under him.
Yeah, and when people get older and richer, they tend to be more conservative. Not everybody.
That's a Churchill quote.
Yeah.
He says that a guy is not a liberal when he's young, has no heart, and a guy's not a conservative when he's old, has no brain. And I believe it. However, I can say that for me, it's worked in reverse.
Yeah.
It's really peculiar. Yeah. But much different world than Mr. Churchill inhabited.
Well, I was a Kennedy Democrat even after Kennedy was dead.
Yeah.
That was my.
Well, that was. You got Kennedy.
Yeah.
I got Mondale.
Yeah.
I still do it to anyone.
Michael Dukakis.
I for a while on Facebook, as my little glyph, I had Michael with the white helmet in the tank. Remember that? It was so adorable. His gigantic white head. It was great.
This tiny little man with a huge white helmet on. I remember they did this whole thing with him. It was a lampoon when he was running against Bush 1. And it's like, George Bush is 6'2". Michael Dukakis is 5'4". They would do this whole comparison. It was all stupid stuff. But it was pretty funny.
1,000 points of light.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, for those ones, yes, you should check out The Last Man on Earth, starring in.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie.
Good movie.
And screenplay by the author of the book.
Yes.
He couldn't take public credit for it, but yeah.
Mr. Matheson.
Yep, really, really good movie. So, guys, tomorrow, Octopussy.
I can't wait.
He said it.
Steven Berkoff. Watch it for Steven. Have either of you watched it yet?
I have. I'm going to watch it tomorrow at some point. So
I have the Blu-rays. Yes, I watched it. I'm going to watch it again tomorrow.
I'm watching it. Maybe tonight if my friend will let me.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Maud Adams returns.
Yeah. And then there's Maud. B. Arthur's Octopussy.
Betty White would have been a funny Bond girl. She would.
Well,
So
actually, in her prime, she would have been great.
Yeah,
yes,
she
she
was
would have
actually
been.
quite pretty.
Yes.
But she did this routine. Is funny. She did CSI Sarasota on SNL when they voted to have her come on SNL, where they actually put it to a vote,
They
and
would have to. Is disgusting.
and she does this CSI um, Sarasota, and she's doing the thing with the dark glasses and pulling him off and saying this man is dead. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, he's 94 years old and died in his bed. No, wait, we have to. This is a crime scene. This whole thing. So she was pretty hilarious.
Uh, Link to Patrick McCray, Star Shadows Daybook Unbound is going to be in the description box. Link to Alan Gallant YouTube channel. Colin's Porch After Dark is going to be in the description box. Gentlemen, you have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow night. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Joel.
You're welcome.
It's been scintillating.
It's been great. Thank you for putting up with me. Bye.